Hi, we're back. We're back, and it's the final week. The final week where we have to get 500k, which I mean we're already halfway there. We are already halfway there. So it's not going to be too bad. I am going to try and grind a little bit to try and collect some of the items, but we're pretty much done. Like compared to last week and all the blue that popped up, we are not going to have that many issues. We're not. It's mostly just us waiting around and like collecting enough stuff to get 500k, and then after we get the 500k, it's just me kind of goofing off for no reason, really. So, honestly, I kind of regret not just skipping ahead after hitting the 500k because I knew I would be ending it, but it happens after like the 34th or 35th. I try to keep going a little bit because I was thinking maybe I should go and buy the items, and then I forget to actually show off the items. So all that stuff that I collected didn't even really matter. So I do think I got like a few decorations and stuff, and I did decorate at some point. But like I think I tried to buy a few more after that, and it didn't even matter. So anyway, I've had a long break. I've had a long break. I spent an hour away from the computer to just hang out and rest my brain. I still I still feel a little headache. I'm not gonna lie. Like like I know when I was streaming, I was also getting a little bit fizzed out, but like I feel a little bit more fizzed out now that I'm just doing it through here. I think part of it's because I don't know what's going to happen. Like I know what's going to happen. We're going to complete the challenge, but I don't know like who's going to pop up and what's going to happen and like the cells and stuff. Like I can't react to it live, and I feel like that's probably a bad thing about recording like post. Like when you're recording live, or even when you're doing like a traditional YouTube video, it's a little bit easier to like have stuff to say. So like I know I didn't plan on doing this, but things happen, and I didn't want to lose the footage anyway, so it's fine. It's fine. Like every so often, this is fine. I don't want to have to do it again. I don't want to have to do it again too much. I don't want to have to do it again too much. But this will work fine for right now. Either way, we're gonna finish up. We're gonna collect a few more things. Uh, just a second. I had some like I had some ice cream before this, and I think it kind of messed with my throat a little bit. Cause boyfriend, when he came home, he brought some of that Butterfinger ice cream, which I didn't even know was a thing, but he brought some home. So I got like a little bowl full, and I had some of it. Listen, I keep saying I'm gonna try and not worry about my weight and stuff. I said that I was talking about like I was doing exercises and stuff, and that I'm not worried too much about the weight. But like, like boyfriend keeps bringing home sweets and stuff because he's a baker. Well, I mean, he's not a baker, but he works at a bakery. He works at a bakery. How am I supposed to like keep the sweets off if I keep getting sweets at home? It's oh, I mean it's not a big deal. I mean he's clearly into it. He's clearly into it. Listen, okay, so maybe I haven't gotten over the manic. But like he clearly likes me with the weight on. But like and like I like me with the weight on. Like I don't know. I kind of don't like the idea of being like super skinny. Like I've been listen. I whoop, wrong button. I've been heavy set like the majority of my life. So like to suddenly be skinny kind of freaks me out. So like that's part of the reason why I'm not too worried. Like I'm more focused on like the exercising and like building muscles and like not having to like not feeling like super exhausted from like menial like simple tasks. Like that's what I'm more focused about when it comes to exercising. But like Like when it comes to actually losing weight, it would be nice to lose like a few pounds so I could actually fit into smaller clothes. But like actually losing weight, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. Like I'll take it or I'll leave it. It's not like I can't find clothes. It's just that I would have more options, you know. It'd be nicer. But I, I feel weird if I suddenly became skinny. Like I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Like like I guess part of it's also because I used to have like issues with like eating and stuff like that. Like I used to like try to starve myself when I was like younger. Listen, maybe that should have had a trigger warning or something like that. But like I did have like issues where like I would try to like not eat at all and like exercise like crazy when I was younger, and it didn't work. It didn't really work because I didn't realize at the time I had a lot of health problems. A lot of health problems that were like making it difficult for me to lose weight. So things like well hypothyroidism, which I have like a special version of it. It's called like Hashimoto's. So like my thyroid is like my body keeps attacking my thyroid, right? So I have to stay on like medication in order for my body to not be like, hey, look, your thyroid is evil and we need to kill it. And because you know thyroids are actually very important, and if you let your thyroid to get damaged, bad things happen. Like you'd be surprised what those two little things in the side of your neck, like how important they are. Like and like part of it just kind of stemmed from there because it was like when I was like 16 when I finally discovered it. And yeah, it was like my it's a genetic thing too. So both my folks have it too. Like my mom and my grandma, they both also have this condition, but it showed up like later for them. But I was lucky. I got it early. I'm special. I also have like insulin resistance and PCOS. So PCOS is more like a born female thing. So like I don't know if anybody wants to hear about that. But anyway, it does kind of affect your like hormones and stuff like that. And I don't know if it really affected my voice. Like sometimes I feel like I have a very androgynous voice. Or like I don't feel like I sound feminine enough. But it did increase my like testosterone levels, so like I don't really feel very feminine in appearance. Like I feel like I got really broad shoulders in real life. But like I don't know. I feel like it affected a lot of things. I do have like facial hair. like like that one's kind of confusing. Like I remember having like some hairs even when I was younger, but like it's just gotten worse now that I've gotten older. And like I used to pluck them a lot, and now I've just like there's so many hairs on my face now. I'm just like fuck it. I'm just gonna shave. I'm just gonna shave. Like I ain't doing that plucking shit. I'm just gonna shave. It works about the same way. Um, and I've done that for a couple of years. They haven't gotten thicker, so like I'm not too worried. And it's if anything, it's just going to get more hair growing anyway. So like at what point is it just from the shaving? At what point is it just from me like just having the disorder? And the insulin resistant just means I listen. I just said I had ice cream today, but like I'm not supposed to have a lot of sweets. Every so often I'll break down and have like a little bit. Like I have like a little candy bag, and I keep a mix of sweets, and I just try to like if I have like a little craving, I'll get like one piece or something like that. But I really wanted to try that Butterfinger ice cream because I'd never had it before. But listen, I love sweets. What can I say? I love sweets. It's a problem, but I do. I am trying to control it a little bit more. But sometimes I get a craving, and especially if it's a new thing. If it's a new thing, I definitely want to try it. I definitely want to try it. But anyway, um, but basically insulin resistant means that like you can't listen, the fact that I'm talking about like my medical problems means I'm running I must be really running out of ideas today. Anyway, it's fine. I get to do this all again tomorrow. Anyway. Oh boy. But insulin resistance means that I struggle with like my body will send out insulin. It's not that I can't produce insulin. It's just that my body doesn't recognize it most of the time. So like my body will be like, "Hey, where's the insulin at?" And my insulin will be like, "I'm right here. I'm right here." And the body's like, "Oh, I guess there's no insulin. Send all the sugars and stuff to the like fat deposits." So like it doesn't know where to put like all the sugar and stuff like that. That's basically what I understand of it. So like even if I want to use that sugar for energy, it usually doesn't get sent that way. It gets sent to a different direction. So it's very annoying. Anyway, I just like like I I just have everything fun. And like I don't know. Like most of the time I don't most of the time when I hear people talk about like well let me rephrase that. Most of the time when I was younger, when I'd hear people complain about like their weight issues, they weren't really talking about like they would talk about health problems, but then they'd always be like my metabolism, right? And I know it still happens, but like that's the one thing that they focus on. But there's like so many other issues that can like affect your weight, and like I don't know why we keep pointing to metabolism. Like sure, metabolism is like a thing, but metabolism is usually affected by other things. Like if you're a healthy person, you can make your metabolism better, but if you're unhealthy because of a different condition, then metabolism might be difficult, especially if that condition involves something like chronic pain or an immune disorder where your thyroid's getting destroyed or, various other things that also affect metabolism. It's just weird that we're pointing to metabolism and not like the actual medical problems that could result in it. Listen, I've only seen like a few people recently talk about like health problems beyond the scope of metabolism. So I'm sure there's others. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't really followed. Listen, I'm gonna probably have this face a lot this because during this topic because like I'm kind of confused because like there was a long time where I didn't follow like the body positivity movement because I felt very uncomfortable with myself. And like I still don't really like I'm more in the body neutral sort of thing now because like I feel like sometimes the positivity goes so far that you can't even talk about weight loss or anything like certain people in positivity are like you can't say anything bad about yourself, you can't be mad or upset about your body in any form, you can't even want to lose weight. And it's not all of them, okay? It's not all of them. There are some people like I think the majority of people who are in the body positivity movement are totally fine with people trying to be the best selves regardless of their size. But like there are certain and it's not just them, right? It's not just the weight community. There's like a lot of different communities like um where there's this little niche group. And I feel like the body neutrality might have actually stemmed because of these issues. But there's a lot of different groups where, like, it starts out as, like, a really nice thing. And then people start, like, gatekeeping and it becomes kind of more toxic than you were expecting. You know what I mean? So I don't think the majority of people who see themselves as body positive are necessarily bad, especially if you're older, because like some people probably don't even realize body neutrality is a thing. Like some people probably don't even know what the word is. So if you don't know what the word is and you only know body positivity, then that's probably the word that you're going to keep using. So like I'm not going to judge you based on what thing that you say. I'm going to more like watch and see how you react to people and kind of see whether you're a comfortable person based off of that, if that makes sense. But either way, like like there's so many communities that start out and it seems like a really nice thing, and then like the extremists, like I don't even know if you could call them extremists. I don't know if extremism is really the best way to describe it, because like that is such a hot word. uh People who take things a bit too literally. It does, like, I feel like calling it an extremist like suggests that you are a bit like extremism. Listen, I'm from America. Extremism is like a very specific group. This is like a group where you're like that's a shock word that you use on the news in order to get people to like distrust you, right? So like I don't really want to use that word. I think more it's just like some people get a bit too emotionally invested in their group, and they become, you know what? No. This is actually good. Okay. My brain's working now. I don't think extremist is the right word. I think people get so emotionally invested in the cause and develop such a important big community. I'm thinking that King of the Hill episode. So like, um, King of the Hill has that one episode where God, I can't remember his name, but that one guy that used to be in the military and he develops I think he becomes diabetic in an episode or something like that, and he develops a community and develops friends and stuff, and like gets a lot of help through that community, and then he gets better and he has to leave the community because he no longer needs the help, right? And he starts falling off super fast because he no longer has that community. And I feel like that's kind of the case with some of these people that kind of fall into these like gatekeepy things. They're so afraid of losing their community and losing people who think just like them that they kind of become gatekeepers, and they want people who look and think and act just like them. And I feel like that kind of happens than uh a lot more than you expect. So like, and like of course, like sometimes it gets really bad. Sometimes it can get really bad, but like not necessarily bad. Like certain extremes are like super worse than others, but like for most people, a lot of them can break out of it eventually. Like with enough like time, and if they can find like better people in the community, the real trouble is actually just finding a community that will help them out, and more importantly, them choosing to find those communities, because it doesn't really matter if people help them out or not if they're not willing to help out themselves. Like if you're not willing to help out yourself, that no nobody no there's not a single person out there that can help you. If you're not willing to at least try and do like part of the work, you can't get anybody to help you. Like they'll offer support. Like tons of people are willing to help you and offer support, but you gotta really help yourself. Anyway, I do feel like I'm rambling again, but like I see this in like every single group anymore. It doesn't matter like if it's a fandom, if it's like a health group, if it's like something with disability, if it's, some of the more serious topics. Like you see it a lot lately. I mean, I guess it's always been there. I guess it's always been there. These like more like emotionally invested people have always been in these groups, but it feels like they take the limelight a lot more often lately. Cause like I remember a time where like it felt like really comfortable. You could like hang out in most fandom spaces like pretty well. Like I remember being listen, I've already talked about being in Homestuck. I was in the Homestuck fandom. Listen, I wasn't I wasn't deep into it, but I followed a lot of Homestuck people, and like I enjoyed the memes and stuff like that, and like I don't think I could have that kind of fandom experience anymore. Especially not with like the collaboration with Vizzy Pop and Hell of a Boss and all of that. I I don't know. I don't know if I could do that now. Like it feels like like times have definitely changed on the internet compared to like before. And like I'm sure there's a whole bunch of stuff that's gone on in the community since I've really kind of bailed out on it. Like I said I was going to like eventually read it again. I don't know if I want to do that. Like I didn't know at the time when I last said that there had been issues before the announcement of the pilot. Now I know, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to dive into that. I probably will. I'll probably see the pilot, and I'll be like, I should go back. But I don't know. I don't know. I need to play Cyclonials too. I've got it installed, but you know, it's okay. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Anyway, I need to mop my mouth because I still got the drooling problem. You know what? I think is this just a me problem? Do I just drool? Huh. I didn't realize it. Like I don't think I've had this much of an issue like on other days. Maybe it's the allergies that's making me drool. I don't freaking know. Either way, it's fine. It's fine. Uh, but oh, we got 5 more days left, boys, girls, non-binary people, everybody in between and beyond. Cause I don't think there. I think there's some people that don't like identify. They're like non-binary, but not in the sense that they're in the middle of like male and female, but they're something beyond male and female, right? Or neither, like me. Just like nothing. I'm nothing. I'm nothing and everything at the same time. Whoa. Anyway. Can I talk about something really funny? I was thinking about like my emotes, which I've shown a few of them off, right? Like you all know this one. Y'all know the angry one that I show every so often. I've got like 7 of these, right? You've seen Shocky, you've seen Blushy, which I sometimes pull out when I'm embarrassed too. Like this, and I've got this little manic one, which I finally got to show off last time, which I'm kind of regretting the heart now on the face because I was going for like a manic episode thing, and I was just like, sometimes I'm going to use this for like when I'm really hyper and excited, and other times I'm going to be like I know I'm going to have a day where I'm really down bad and like perverted or something like that, and I got it for that, and now I'm just like, no, I should have made that like a separate thing. Maybe I should have done 2 separate like little manic episode like sort of things instead, but oh well, it's fine. And then I got this one, like the little zoned out, dizzy, like dissociated face, which it also has a mute option where I don't do anything, but like I don't have a sad emote. That was the one emote I forgot, but that was the one emote I forgot, and I was trying to think of how I could do it, and I was like, either I, cause I don't want to. Listen, I love Kenvy's work. Kenvy's on my shoulder. If you can see, that's their logo. So I thought it would be a nice way to like show them off. I really love their and appreciate the stuff they've done for me. But you can find them on Coffee. It's KINVI at Coffee, and you can also find them on Twitter and Tumblr too. But I don't want to just jump back in and be like, hey, can you give me one extra? Could you do like a few other edits? I feel like if I edit anything else, it'd be just I probably get like just a brand new person because like I just don't want to depend on a single person for everything. I need to find new sources. But like I was trying to figure out what I could do until I decided to change my emotes again, or my expressions and my character design again, and I realized there is one way I could do the sad, and it's just by doing this. Well, I mean, that didn't work this time. I forgot my character was there. I, I forgot the reason why I was even making my character big in the first place. It was to hide the original image of me. Anyway, but yeah, I could just basically put myself invisible for a little bit, and I think that might actually be better. I was also debating on just like making it so that I just disappear and only my hat pops up, because like I don't like people seeing me cry. I feel like instead of actually having a proper crying emote, I would just like just show the hat. Like maybe I shrink down and hide under the hat or something like that. I haven't figured it out, but like, listen, I've also like I like the VTuber sort of setup, I wouldn't mind becoming a VTuber later. Like it's expensive, so I don't know if that's something I'm going to be doing anytime in the near future. But I wouldn't mind having a VTuber model lately. So I don't know how useful getting a sad emote would work like that. But it could work for a while. So I don't know. I just keep experimenting. Like I really wanted to experiment with the eyes with this character. I don't know if you could tell. Like there's a whole bunch of different little imagery and little eye effects and stuff like that. And I feel like no matter like which I think no matter which whether I use a PNG model or like if I use a uh, if I use a VTuber model, I think the eyes are going to be a big trouble for whoever is using it. Whoever's making it is just going to have a lot of fun with my eyes because I've always heard the eyes are the window to the soul. The soul. I can't talk. Um, I've always heard eyes are the window to the soul, and I kind of really like the idea of that. I also just really like characters that are like really expressive with their eyes in shows and stuff like that. Not necessarily anime. It's also in cartoons and stuff. But like they have eyes that are constantly shifting and changing and stuff like that. And I was just like, I want a character that does that. I want to make my character do the funky eye thing. I don't want it to be just like this static, normal looking face and eye, which yeah, that's where it came from. I honestly sometimes I wish I could do like more exaggerated effects, but um I don't know. Like I'm not in any rush right now to like get new art, but like sometimes my brain is like I could do all these things now. Sometimes brain is like I could do so many things. I could do so many things. I can make so many updates, but I feel like if I do anything new, it'd probably be next year. I'm trying to restrict it because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that I'm doing both offline and online, and I'm just trying to figure out everything. Like, I mean, I'm doing this. I'm doing this for one. I gotta finish this, but I'm trying to just experiment a little bit more with streaming in general, and like I I don't I feel like I need to do more in streaming and just building up a stream more than actually focusing on the prettiness of it, if that makes sense. Because I don't want to toss out $100 or $1,000 or whatever it costs. Listen, I'm talking about like not just like PNG options or anything like that. I'm talking about like overlays and all this other stuff. I don't want to toss out a bunch of that stuff if I'm not really getting a lot of views. Like I don't mind. I know it takes time to grow and stuff like that, but like I'd rather see some growth. I'd rather wait and like see things as like from a community perspective, if that makes sense. I kind of want to see the community grow. I kind of want to see like other people and see the interactions between me and them, or even on YouTube. So like if you're watching me on YouTube or anything and stuff like that, I kind of want to build that up before I even start like thinking about like brand new stuff. I'm already thinking of it. Obviously, I'm already thinking ahead. Like there's a lot of things I'm thinking of. Like maybe I should make a little a goal like I maybe I should make a little goal section for myself. Like I could do that. Make a little goal list for things I want to do on stream and like social media stuff I want to do for Gnomesy things. Because I am Gnomesy. What am I talking about? But anyway, I could do that and maybe talk about it. Like I'm probably not gonna do. Listen, I was thinking about doing some extra videos this week for YouTube, but I don't think I'm gonna do that after all this. I'm gonna be more focused on getting these out, which they'll probably start the same week. They'll probably be the same week as like the week I streamed this week, because it's just it's been a little bit chaotic at home. and not in a bad chaotic way. It's just that um I've changed my HIPAA group schedule and stuff like that, so I'm out a little bit more, and I don't have time to really do a lot at the house besides regular stuff. And I kind of forgot that I changed the schedule this month. I kind of forgot because again, I can't really talk about HIPAA group because of HIPAA. I can't talk about it because of HIPAA too much. And it'll be another week before I go back to it. But I am in a group. We meet anywhere between 1 to 5 days a week, and I've changed it to 4. And I do those events like every other week. The weeks I'm visiting my mom or the weeks I go to that group. Um, so yeah, I'm a little bit busy. I'm a little bit busy, but it's fun. It's fun over there, and I feel like it's been very helpful to my like mental health. And honestly, even on the days that I don't, even on the days where that sort of thing kind of stresses me out, and there is, because again, it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people with differing perspectives and differing, how do I put it? Different states of mental health, different states of emotional health. Let's put it that way. Different stages of everything. Like some of them are in better shape than others, and some of them make sure that you know about it. Anyway, uh, uh, so sometimes it gets a little aggressive, but either way, even on those days, I think I think being in that group has been more beneficial to me than like the majority of stuff that I've gone through, like in therapy and stuff like that. So I can't like like I mean I met Core through it. I'm only saying this because Core allowed me to do. I've been given explicit permission. We live together. But yeah, so like I don't know if you can hear her, but Core's right behind me. They're like saying, yeah, I did give her permission. Okay, so it's all right. It's all right. But yeah, that's like the only case where I can actually talk about something is if that person is there and they give me consent, I can talk about it. But that's literally it. That's it. That's it. I'll have to talk about like other stuff later. Um, I'll have to get more specific details later. Cause I don't want to mess up too bad. But anyway, I'm kind of feeling anxious for even saying that. But like I know I'm okay doing that. But I'm still like, ooh, maybe I shouldn't have. Anyway, we're doing pretty good. We've got 458,000. We're gonna be fine. Listen, I'm at this point. Does it even matter if I sell anything else so long as I'm selling like the vending machines? I don't think so. Like I literally turned this week into a vending machine sale, and I think I actually kind of needed the vending machines to finish this off. Like I know there's ways of doing it without the vending machines, but like, well, no, I don't know. I don't know if I need the vending machines or not. I'm not sure. I might have not. Anyway, I'm showing off the fusion thing. You might notice that a lot of these are question marks. It's because you need them in the adventure area. So, yeah, that's a thing. Oh, did I mention? Did I mention I finally figured out? At least I think I figured out the issue I was having. Cause there's been a few videos I made with Core, and I couldn't figure out why my audio was doubling. I never fixed the settings in the mic to not hear each other's voice in it when we're in the same room. Like in the advanced settings. I never adjusted the advanced settings to like block out other noises out inside the room besides mine. And I did the same thing wasn't fixed for core. So technically you could hear both of us, but I have the bigger mouth. I don't know if you could tell. I don't know if you could tell. I have a big mouth. I mean, it's so small looking on my little figure, right? my mouth's so tiny, right? But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to test it out again. Now that I can record and stuff, I can test it out more properly. So it should be fine. But either way, it should be all good. Oh, I'm listen, listen. I know a lot about tech, like especially compared to like my mom and some of the people that I've been around. Like some of them are lucky to even know how to work an internet. a, a single internet. They're lucky to know that. Anyway, but working with new technology scares me so much. I'm just like, I'm going to do the bare minimum, and then I'm not going to do anything else. Whatever the people on the internet tell me I need to mess with is all I'm going to mess with, and I'm not touching anything else. And then I, oh, this happens. I can't even really call it scuff. It's more just me being like too afraid to touch anything. Oh, I'm. Listen, listen. This is why it took me forever to even like do the recording on OBS. This is why it took me for so long to do OBS recordings, because I was afraid to touch it. I was afraid of breaking something, because it didn't work. It didn't work out the first like time or two I tried it. And I was just like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm afraid I'm going to mess up streaming. So I'm just going to focus on streaming and think about doing it later. And then I finally found a video that taught me the proper way to do it, and I was just like, oh, it's super easy. I'm just stupid. And listen, I'm not really stupid, but like I definitely have my stupid moments. And that was one of them. That was definitely one of them. Oh my god. Listen, I am a firm believer that like there's nothing wrong with being stupid, so long as you're willing to try and learn at some point. Like, I don't think you're a real idiot unless you're not willing to learn. If you're just choosing to be ignorant, then you're an actual idiot. You're not like being stupid is not like a bad thing. It's choosing not to learn from it. Or like being so afraid to, or maybe being so afraid to learn that you're like actively choosing to avoid it. And like, I mean, you can't do it for everything. Like, I I'm not going to be learning anything about like automotives or anything, right? Cuz I can't drive. So why would I care about an automotive? You know? Like, I don't need it. But if it's something I need to learn, like how to like properly cook or something like that, or something that is important to me, something that I feel will bring value to me, or something like that, it's like, why not? Why not learn? Or like if it's something that kind of freaks you out and you don't really understand why, like listen, I'm saying this, and listen, I said that you're listen, I said all that, and then I'm just thinking of reasons why you wouldn't want to learn anything. I think it's I'm kind of I think I just kind of shoved my own foot in my mouth, but you know what? That's a learn. I learned something. Anyway, I do think that like trying to learn things is very important though. Like, you don't necessarily have to learn everything, obviously, but like I think living in like fear and choosing not to do anything because A, you're scared, or B, because you don't think it's important, or well, yeah, especially the important thing. We'll get back to that. But like it's not important, or you feel like it doesn't matter. Though those are important to me, because for a long time I didn't learn anything because I didn't feel like it was important, even though I liked what I was. I I liked the things that I was trying to ignore, right? I was like, well, I do like languages. I like studying languages, but like, I live in the countryside. There's very few people that speak Spanish here and other languages, so like, why would I learn that? It's kind of useless. I'm not going to have many people to talk to about it, you know? That was my logic. If for like 10 years I just completely ignored it, right? I guess it's more than like 15 now. God, I feel old. Anyway, now that I'm older, I'm just like, why not? Why not learn it? Like, what's the worst that can happen? I say it wrong to people that don't even know the language. So, like at this point, I'm just kind of learning because I want to learn rather than learning because I need it. And I feel like that's not encouraged enough. Like I feel like we're more focused on learning things because it helps us out to earn money or like helps us in our daily living, and like not many people are encouraged to learn because they find it interesting or because they're just curious about something or because they just find it fun. And I like learning. I think learning's fun. I feel like I'm not the only one. I think a lot of people love learning. They're just I mean part of it's just because there's not many people who has time to learn. It's a very hard life. There's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of kids to take care of. There's a lot of time management and stuff that goes into like learning and stuff like that. There's a lot of bills to be paid. It can be hard. But if you have the opportunity and you really want to do it, I don't think you should like skip out on it. Like even if you're only doing like 20 minutes a day or like even like a couple of minutes a day, like of Duolingo, like the language example, even if it's just like a couple of minutes of Duolingo, like you're still learning a few, like those few minutes you're still learning something. Those few minutes that you're watching a video about your favorite special interest or whatever, you're still learning a little bit. That day you take like a few extra minutes to like practice your cooking or whatever, even if it's just once a week or something like that, you're still learning. That like there's so many ways you can like kind of like not really min-max. Listen, I don't really like hustle culture. I don't like hustle culture for the sake of like hustling for the sake of money. I don't like the idea of like micromanaging it just solely to earn money. But like there's so many things in life that sometimes I feel like you do have to micromanage and hustle your way into enjoying it. Sometimes I feel like instead of hustle culture for like work, you should really try to hustle culture for life and just enjoying it and just trying to find that balance of like the amount of work that you have to do in order to survive and the amount of work and the amount of time that you have left to enjoy and what to do with it is the really most difficult part of this whole thing. Cause like if you're working to death, you're not really enjoying it unless you really enjoy the work. If you're enjoying the work, then by all means, work as much as you want. But if you're not enjoying the work, then like unless it's paying bills and you need the money, it's not really a necessity, is it? Or if it's to or if you're doing it short term. If you're doing short term hustles in order to get something, that's fine too. But if you're doing a hustle to the point where it's like I'm working as hard as I can to earn some money, but I don't know how long I'm going to be working at whatever place or doing whatever, and I don't know if I'm ever going to get this money. I don't think I'm ever going to get this thing. I'll spend all my time working instead. and there's a chance that I will die before even getting it. It's like, I don't know, man. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to do this like little side hustle if you're not even sure you're going to be able to get it? You could always try something else. You could always explore other options. I know there's like this whole concept of like people believing there's one thing that they're supposed to do in their entire life, but like you're always free to, like, just because you think there's one thing that you're supposed to do in your entire life doesn't mean you can't make a second choice. Like you're always free to like do something new. And if it ends up being wrong, you can always go back to a different. You can always change the choice. Like I know there's some people who are just like, it is my dream job to do this, or it's my dream job to do that, or like, I'm just happy where I'm at and everything like that. And it's just like, I mean, maybe it would be. But if you're struggling right now, or you're not happy where you're at, you could still test out other things. Especially if you think it's going to be a long-term situation. Like, don't feel like you have to like stick to a single thing. Anyway, am I rambling? Yeah, probably. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out like the new designs. I think this is the only time I actually do it. I was kind of afraid that I forgot and didn't even show off this. It kind of looks like cow print for some reason, like the black and white stripes. I think it's because of the window. But anyway, I love the little cute carrot and rabbit carpet, but I chose the roses, and then I think I went back to the original like regular walls. I don't really like the walls in this. I don't really like the walls in this thing. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's so bright. I think it might have been, maybe if it was a different time, it would look better, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, you'll never guess which counter I pick. Yeah, I picked them. Listen, I know it's stupid looking, but I needed something kind of poor looking to go with the gaudy looking flowers so I could still keep a little bit even. And also, I just like trash. I just like the boxes. The boxes are cute. Um, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. I just thought they were cute. Anyway, I decorated. I decorated. Technically, the vending machine is a decoration, so I decorated earlier. I've decorated twice. Technically I decorated 3 times. I had two vending machines here at one point. But anyway, we have 2 more days left, and I'm seeing 28 minutes. So we're about done with this. Listen, I think this game is funner. I was debating on doing a challenge where I do like a no dungeon run of this, but I don't think I want to do that after this experience, honestly. Not that I don't think I could. I think if you can survive the first week, you could probably swing fairly easy through the rest. And when I was testing things out, I did like succeed a couple of times with no help from Louie in the testing before I did this challenge live. But it's kind of boring. Especially at the end, it gets very boring. And I think I would have had a lot more fun if I just did the adventuring and stuff like that instead. Like I feel like it's good for like a little short-term thing, but afterwards it's kind of like meh. Anyway, did you know you could get that for 20% off from the little dumb blonde? Anyway, that's really cool. I really hope the remake of this game ends up being good. They've literally got like 3 months left, including this, no, I guess it's 4 months. 3.5 including this one. Anyway. Oh, my neck. Anyway, I've literally just sat here and did all these videos in a single day. I'll be doing it again tomorrow too. That way I could just get it all sorted and organized. But that's okay. I'm just trying to think of something really quickly to talk about, but I think I'm about out of things. Like the break definitely helped. Oh yeah. This is what I So you remember those vendors? Remember those vendors that we were selling? Yeah, they're not going to be sold anymore. I do end up like giving up at the very end and being like, screw it, I don't care how much money it gives me, I'm going to sell the vendors anyway. But there's a point, this is the point where the vendors are just like, hey, we noticed that you've been selling a lot of vending machines in the vending machine. How about you don't? How about you don't? To which I said, well, I guess I won't then. At least for now. Later on, though, I will be bringing it back. I think every item, or at least the majority of the items here, like I still put the book down. I try to keep most of the items in the back to about 10k now, which I don't think I really talked about that jump. Like I mentioned before that I would be jumping from like items that are like 1,000 to like 3,000 to 5,000 to 10,000. I don't think I even did the 3,000 or 5,000 jump. I think I went straight to 10,000. I think I went straight to 10,000 because it was just easier. So that's I guess whatever like the highest price item I could get at the time was the best one to jump to, and like the fleece was 12k at the time, so like I guess it was the easiest. So I mean I guess technically the next jump would probably be about 50k then, wouldn't it? You could jump pretty fast and pretty high if you really work it right. Anyway, I think I also start selling. I think I start selling rings. I might have already been selling them and I just haven't been paying attention. I'm not entirely sure. So, I am going to probably spend the rest of the night just like doing some edits and just making sure these videos are all sorted. And maybe plotting some other stuff out for the future. But I think I really need to just like study some more on like video editing. Listen, there's too much in my plate right now. There's too many things that are in my brain that I want to do, and I really maybe the first thing I should look up is how to like properly time management, which I don't know if I can. I feel like I would just have to have a timer with me constantly, and then I don't know how well that would work because I would get distracted by my partners. So I don't know how well that would work. It doesn't matter. Oh well. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway. Listen, I literally have a notebook out because I was planning on writing a bunch of stuff to talk about before I even came back and recorded. It's empty. It's blank. But I've got the page open. I've got the page open. I've got the page open and ready for when I started writing, and then I just didn't put anything in it. I didn't even do the SpongeBob the part to it. I didn't even get that far. Just nothing. It's just nothing. Anyway, oh, like I say I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff, and then I end up doing like everything else, everything but it. It's how did I survive school? How did I survive school? My brain is so scrambled. I don't know what I'm doing. I was a gifted student. I was allowed into the honor roll society. Anyway, I don't think I mentioned that. I don't think I mentioned that part. I was accepted, but I didn't join it. I didn't actually join it. I was on honor roll like since I think it was like first grade, because I don't think they count your first year. Because I didn't go to preschool. My folks taught me how to read and write and do math while I was still at the home, at the house. So my folks did it. My mom taught me a little bit, and then my grandpa taught me a lot of it. So like by the time I went to kindergarten, I already knew a little bit of cursive. I knew how to write in cursive. I knew a little bit about math. I knew how to read. I was already like reading at like a fifth grade level. I was in a very advanced place. I still hate math. Like I could do the math to a degree. I could do the math to a degree. Not a lot. Once I hit like the fifth, like not the fifth and sixth, middle school. Once I hit middle school and we started working with like graphic calculators and stuff, that's when I started to struggle. And I don't really know how it is with like other. I don't know how it is with schools besides mine. I think every school does it a little bit differently, so I don't know like what grades other schools are doing graphing calculators and stuff at. But that was the point that I was starting to struggle. Like I didn't even bother with like calculus and stuff like that because I was struggling with like algebra. But it was fun. It was fun. Not really. Not really. I oh anyway. Anyway, I got accepted into the honor roll, and basically honor roll is something that you got to maintain for like several years in order to get into the honor roll society. And I got accepted like my last year. And if you've never been accepted into the honor roll society, you're not missing much. I had to pay $110 for them to put my name down into the book and get properly approved. And I was just like really confused. And I asked myself, I've literally, if I am accepted into this, why do I still gotta pay? Why do I still gotta pay in order to get approved for the honor society if I have worked this hard? Like you think as a student I would just get put into it because it wasn't even a case of like it wasn't even a case of like you only have to pay for like the book, right? Because it comes with a book. It wasn't even a case of like you have to pay to join to go visit uh the place where they have there was like a little area that we were all supposed to meet at, and they would give us like the little certificate showing that you were in the honor society. It was to get the actual certificate itself. They would not give me the certificate unless I paid. If I'm remembering correctly, and I think I am remembering correctly, and it always confused me. And I literally ripped up the paper as soon as I left the office because I was just like, I ain't paying for that. Like, I shouldn't have to pay to prove that I'm intelligent. I thought I already proved that by being in school this long. Anyway, I've always been confused by that, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I misread it because it is totally possible that I misread it, and I I might have I might have messed up. Listen, I don't think it was a big enough mess up because I had already I had already been approved for like my first college and stuff like that, so I was already set and stuff, and I mean I mean, it's not like the college really did help me later on, personally. Like, I'm sure it helps other people, but college didn't really help me, personally, in life. It ended up being more of a distraction and, like, I mean, it didn't help me financially, let me put it that way. It didn't help me get the job. It helped me learn a lot of things. It helped me explore a lot of things. And I appreciate it for that. When it came to getting a job, though, it was like, no. No, I'm still not in the way I was planning on it. But like so I do at least appreciate the experiences that it gave me. But I think I did end up getting on the dean's list after. I can't remember. I can't remember if I got on the dean's list or not. I got on some sort of list during my second try at college. But I know I got 2 C's too. But I aced like everything else. So I don't know if that got me on the dean's list or some other list, but I got on something. and then I got accepted into another thing too. So like, I just can't remember what it is. My nose is starting to run. Uh, anyway, anyway, I just listen. If you've never been in the gifted program, I keep accidentally hitting my mic because I had to rub my nose, because it's literally starting to drain on me. Uh, but if you've never been in the gifted program, you're really not missing much. Like, I once watched a video of somebody talking about how gifted is a different form of special ed, and I have every so often I rethink about that. Every so often I think about that again, and I'm just like, they're not. I don't think it's an accurate representation, but I don't think they're necessarily wrong. It's not a right accurate. It's not a proper and right idea. I don't think they're necessarily wrong about the concept, though, if that makes sense. Anyway, this is me like skipping. This is me showing how you could skip. You just go to anything that's open, and then you leave, and then the quarter skips over. So that's how you could skip ahead. This is the only time I do it. Anyway, I don't I don't necessarily think that we're special ed, because special ed is like typically for people with disabilities, so like people who have like visual issues, maybe you have dyslexia, dyscal dyscalcula, dyscalculia, the thing where you have trouble reading numbers and stuff like that. You struggle to see them or understand them as a concept. It's sort of like dyslexia, but for numbers. Um, then there's like motor issues or like other severe handicaps. And if I'm using the wrong word, please let me know if handicap is like the appropriate term or not. I'm assuming it is. Um, there might be a different word that I don't know about. I'm assuming it is. But there is a lot of differences there, because a lot of them require. I feel like with gifted kids, it kind of varies. I feel like it varies because there's a lot of gifted kids who are they don't need help, if that makes sense. There's a lot of kids that don't need like special assistance. There's a lot of kids who don't struggle. There's a lot of kids in special ed who are able to control their emotions. They're able to regulate fairly well. They're not overdoing it. They're not like struggling with like family issues at home and stuff like that. But at the same time, there's also a lot that do. There's also a lot that do. There's a lot of kids that struggle because of the pressures of being a gifted kid. There's a lot of struggles with being a gifted kid. Like there's that whole feeling of being like perfect, right? The whole feeling of being perfect and doing everything just how they see. This is me using the vendors because it's like screw it at this point. I need the money. I need the money more than anything. But there's a lot of kids who just feel this constant like need to constantly live up to the expectations to the point where they're ashamed. Hey, look, it's me talking about shame again. The constant talk about like how they're perfect at everything and they can't do anything wrong and stuff like that. And that pressure really can build up over time. And hey, I'm learning more about myself through this conversation. Um, but that kind of pressure does build onto you over time. And then you eventually just kind of find yourself blowing up in like high school or like after high school, especially because like high school kind of gives you like a stable environment, especially if you don't have a stable environment, or like you have people at the school that are like more helpful to you compared to like at home, and you don't have that routine anymore, and you're basically kicked out of that routine, and you don't have it anymore, and you don't know what you're doing, or you try to do what you think you're supposed to do, especially if you're like trying to live up to a certain expectation, you're you're going to be in so much trouble. you're gonna burn out so fast. You're gonna have so much trauma. Like, the explosion is going to be massive. And I'm not saying this from personal experience or anything, but I am saying it from certain experiences. But I don't think gifted is necessarily special ed. I think it's actually worse. And I'm saying this because I'm saying this as somebody who thinks that special ed is not necessarily great either. And I'm saying this not only as somebody who actually was like in education, because like I did train again as an elementary education, so um, I don't necessarily think that special ed teachers and stuff are bad, but I don't necessarily think that they're the greatest either. It kind of depends on the teacher. Like, I feel like a lot of things kind of get shrugged off when it comes to kids who are disabled. Like a lot of, and I've kind of talked to other people about it too. Like, if you're a kid who is struggling with like some sort of disability or like learning disorder, it's very easy for people to just put you into special ed and just assume that, oh, somebody else is going to take care of you for the rest of your life. You don't need to learn, right? And in gifted, it's kind of the opposite. Well, you're the smart one, so you don't need anybody to teach you. And if somebody needs to teach you, then you're clearly not, you clearly don't deserve to be in this class. You get what I mean? Anyway, this was me trying to find that one lady, and I didn't do it because it ended up being the wrong time. So that was what that was about. There's like that Yuria girl that I was going to show you at the end, but I show her off in the next morning. But um, I can talk about this a little bit. When I was, because I don't think we have enough time for me to go into everything about gifted programs and stuff like that. When I was in my education major, I had to go to several different schools. One of them was a high school, and then I had to do a couple of things at elementary and then at the middle school. I'm going to be talking specifically about the elementary school. I went to two different classes. One of them was a class for advanced students, and one of them was a class for like the kids that weren't necessarily special ed, but they were kids that were considered uh, lower level intelligence. They were struggling kids, and everybody knew about it. The way that I was told when I went in there was that the students weren't told how well they were doing in class or what teachers they were getting and what, like, whether they were special or not, right? They weren't told they were in the gifted program. They weren't told that they were in like the special program, the lower grade program, right? They weren't told that. All the kids knew. The kids 100% knew. I was told this by like the teachers and like some of the bigger faculty. Um, but they tried to use this school as a way of like separating the kids based on the intelligence and the grades like earlier on, and use that to try and pick out better classes for them. So the smart ones all got together, all the ones that had like uh issues with school did better, they thought together, so they put them together in like the lower grade. So like you would have like fourth grade would have like the highly intelligent, the average, and then the low intelligence, right? Not necessarily special ed. I think there were some like kids in there that were like maybe should have been in special ed, but they weren't special ed. But they weren't supposed to know about it. They weren't supposed to know which ones were the special teachers and which one weren't and everything like that. They knew. And they definitely got treated differently because of that. But I'm gonna stop right there because we are at the end, and I feel like I could save this for a different day. There was definitely some different treatment based off of like gifted definitely got treated a lot differently than like the special kid than like the listen. I keep calling them special kids. They're not special. They're just average kids that were just struggling to like learn and everything because of various factors. But they did treat them the same way I saw like a lot of kids that I knew. Um, were treated in special ed when I was in high school and stuff like that. So anyway, this is Yuria. I didn't really talk about her during like I didn't really talk to her high school. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm still on education brain. Anyway, Yuria, if you if you talk to her, if you meet her at all, if you do this event with her at all, she comes to your thing and she doesn't buy anything from you. Instead, she tries to sell you stuff at exorbitant, huge prices. I didn't want to deal with that, so I skipped her. And we're done. We're basically done. So I probably bring the gifted thing back. In fact, that's going to be one of the first things I write down in my list. Is I'm going to talk about the gifted program and like um, the stuff that I was trying to talk about. So like if I remember that, I'll try to bring it back up again tomorrow when I'm doing the Klonoa videos if I have time. So that's about it. So I am really appreciative of anybody that's watched this. So thank you guys for watching. I'm kind of getting tongue tied. Sorry it kind of got a little bit boring at the end. I hope I talked enough and gave some like really interesting thoughts and perspectives. But this is basically it. And we're done with this challenge. If I do bring this back, I'll be doing it properly and playing the game properly. But that won't be for a long time. The next videos, I'm going to be working on our Klonoa, and then I'll be done, and then we'll be going back to streaming, and then doing like smaller little things on YouTube. So don't worry about that. And in the meantime, if you like my video, please hit like, subscribe, and comment on YouTube. Don't have to do them all, but any of them would be appreciative. And if you're following me on Twitch, that's also appreciated. All of that helps support my channel. That helps me grow. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.